Hello and welcome to the EMTV preview show as we look ahead to this Friday's match between the Stags Bar Monarchs and the Glasgow Tigers. It's Championship Shield action and the first home match for the Monarchs in the Championship Shield as we look to progress to the next round. Alongside me is Graham Muncie as we look forward to this big match on Friday. What are your thoughts?
It really is a big match. It's such a short group with only 4 teams in it, so your basis any group's got to be winning those home matches first and then see if any away points come in and where that takes you. So it really is vital for us to get off to a good winning start for our home fixtures, and then we'll see where we are come the end of the group.
As you say, the home matches are absolutely crucial as ever in both the Shield and the League. And it's certainly a crucial start. We've got to get points on the board early, and it's tough opposition. The Tigers know their way around Armadale.
Oh, definitely. You look at that team from top to bottom. You've got Chris Harris and Richie Worrell, both love Armadale. Paul Stark and Lee Kerr, double-digit scores in the past. James Sargent at reserve, and then ex-Monarch Klaus Wissen. There's a lot of Armadale pedigree in that team.
Certainly is, and perhaps the match could be won or lost for ourselves by our reserves. We might have the edge at reserve.
I think that will be key. Obviously we've got Josh and Matt down there. I'm going up against Jack Thomas. It'll be the first time he's ever seen the place. We know how much James Sargent likes it, but if we can have our gating boots on the night and get out in front of Sargent, I'd still be confident that we've got the power at reserve to do what we need to do.
Certainly can, and it's a bit of a change in the weather. The forecast is looking fantastic for Friday. That'll be a real benefit to finally seemingly get the season started.
Oh yeah, the weather's always huge. From start to finish, from getting the fans infused and getting the fans buying tickets early doors, from the track staff. They guys start their work on a Wednesday, yourself included. So it just allows you to do what you need to do. It's not a case of right, where are we on Friday morning? What do we need to do to battle the conditions and just get something that's raceable? You can actually work on getting something out there that the guys want to go and have some fun on.
Absolutely, and that's what we're looking to do. The Monarchs, of course, were down at Workington on Saturday night. It's the first Championship Shield match, an away match. It was tough for sure. And we'll now catch up with one of the guys and see how they got on.
So Ricky, big weekend ahead, home and away matches against Glasgow.
Yeah, and I've got Poland in between that as well, but yeah, looking forward to that. Great that the weather was fantastic today, especially up here in Workington, so hopefully for the same next week. And yeah, home and away versus Glasgow, it's good, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough having Poland on Saturday at the afternoon, but Richie Worrell's doing the same thing with me, so it's these both number ones are doing it. And
it'll definitely be a tough test. Glasgow have started the season well. It's not had a lot of track time at Armadale this year because of the weather, so it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think the best rider at Glasgow at the moment is Vissing. He's kind of piling in the points at the moment, and yeah, good to see. He's a good rider. I've ridden with him in teams before, and I think he's kind of the one to watch. But Edinburgh, as Gordon knows, it's a bit difficult at the weather and stuff. We want the track grippy and stuff, but there's only so much you can do with the rain we get up there. So as far as track time, I think everyone's in the same boat. I'm going out to practice in Denmark this week just to get a few laps in my belt. But yeah, what else can you do? I mean, it's the start of the season. It's been pushed back a little bit, but yeah.
And key to get some points in the championship. Obviously, we got an away point at Workington. That was a good basis to start, but we need to maintain and have a sort of perfect home record should we want to get to those semi-finals.
Yeah, I think last season we just had 1 or 2 blips at home. Sheffield, out of all places, with Kyle Howarth there, used to come there and run us real close, but it's that's it. Win all the home matches. I feel we should have picked up a point today. I said it in an article this earlier in the week, but it didn't happen. I think to get a point we must have finished within 6, but yeah, so close. It's only really 3 points. Our riders need to score more, but oh well, better than no points, and yeah, not bad.
And from a personal point of view, not had a lot of track time as you mentioned, but when you have, the form's looking good. 17 at Workington, double digits. I think was at Glasgow. You scored well in Poland already. You must be pretty happy with your early season form.
Yeah, I think my worst meeting so far is my home match. I don't know why I was so bad there, but it's still, I wouldn't say rusty, but I'm always trying stuff at Edinburgh, and it's kind of, it's a bit annoying. I don't know why I'm trying stuff there, but I'm comfortable there, so I try stuff. It doesn't work. It kind of takes me the whole meeting to figure out. So we're back to basics tonight. I'm back on my favorite engine from Peter Johns, and it's perfect. So I love it. Can ride it anywhere. I can ride it at Rye House, ride it here, ride it at Edinburgh, so it's kind of the engine you need. But as long as we keep going like we are tonight, I think we should be sweet.
Well, thanks very much, Ricky. All the best for the weekend.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, Ricky.
Good to hear your thoughts there. Workington's a tough place to go. Any away match is tough, but away points are always crucial, always helpful.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier on, it's such a small group stage. You know, there's probably not a track in the league that's a different dimension-wise than from Armadale to Workington. So those guys are dialed in, they know what they're doing. So it was a tough test, and it should put us in good stead for this Friday night.
We'll now hear from the Tigers side. They could be coming confident, but we'll find out what the Tigers make of Friday's match.
So we're joined on the Stags Bar Monarchs preview show by Glasgow manager Cami Brown. Firstly, Cami, thank you very much for taking the time to join us.
Pleasure. Hi Graham, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you, not too bad. So big weekend ahead, obviously Championship Shield action, home and away, Glasgow against the Monarchs. What's the feeling in the Tigers camp ahead in the meetings?
Yeah, feeling good. Just obviously waiting to make sure all the riders come through this week's matches that they're ready for their other teams through unscathed for Friday, starting at Armadale on Friday, and then on to Ashfield on Sunday. But yeah, the boys are looking forward to it, and they know how big these meetings are now. They've ridden in one. A couple of the guys had ridden them before, but most of them hadn't ridden in them before, so they know what the meetings mean now, especially to the fans. So yeah, I'd say they're pretty much up for it, and if they can't get up for this one, they're never going to get up for a speedway match, in my opinion.
And I think the Championship Shield kind of falls in this year. Such a short group, only 6 fixtures for each team. Results are vital. You can't afford to discount a match as a potential for points.
No, definitely not. And I think the way we're trying to look at it, you can't. There's no speedway team, I think, in our league can guarantee winning away from home. I mean, that'd be really silly. But we're definitely looking to at least try and get a point from each away fixture, and hopefully win our home fixtures to give us a good chance of qualifying. That's the kind of plan that we're trying to work to. Things go wrong and matches, as we all know, and things go right. But that's the basic plan we're working on. It'd be more than demeaning and cheeky to think we expect to win at Armadale. We don't, but we're going there and we're going to try and win. We've got a team that's capable of winning at Armadale and capable of winning in most places, but it's not easy at all.
You mentioned that there. From an Edinburgh point of view, looking at the Tigers coming through, there's a lot of Armadale pedigree in that team. Richie and Chris at the top end are going to do well pretty much everywhere. Both particularly like Armadale. Paul Stark and Lee Kerr have always been very difficult visitors. Klaus, obviously an ex-Monarch, and James Sargent loves the place, was piling in double figures. It felt like guessing against us almost every week at the end of last season. So when you break it down that way, there must be some optimism in the Tigers camp heading through.
There definitely is, and I think young Jack, who had a good meeting against Edinburgh at home the first match, and he struggled the last couple of matches. And I thought he might, because it's a big jump up into our league from where he was riding before. I think he'll enjoy Armadale. It's always a very, very well prepared track, and it's he said to me quite like small technical tracks. Well, Armadale's just that in a box for him. So I'm hoping Jack can get back on scoring a few points for us again come Friday. We're going there very optimistic though, and as I say, it's one thing saying riders ride a place very well, and a lot of the names you've mentioned certainly have done in the past, but it's getting them all to ride together on the night, and that's the difficult thing, and that's what we're going to try and do on Friday.
And from a personal point of view, also you mentioned there that you'll be able to get the guys up for a derby, your first derby yourself as sole team manager. Did that add a little bit extra nerves into the stomach before it goes?
It does. I've got to admit it does. It's always been big fixtures for me. Being a supporter or a director of Glasgow or a lorry driver, whatever job I was doing at the time. I've done various things. Start marshal, you name it. I've done it. To be team manager, it's a very proud thing for me, and it really means a lot. It means more to me than actually I let it on to people. It means the world to me. The club means the world to me, and I'm quite excited, but in a good way. The first home match I did against Berwick last week, I was extremely nervous, and it went pretty well, to be honest. And Berwick away on Saturday was another one that was a bit nervous, but I think the nerves were less. And I think as the game's gone, the nerves will be less. But I always want to be a wee bit nervous. It gives me an edge as well, and I think that's needed with the boys. You need to let them know that I can't ask them to be up for it and have an edge if I don't have, and I don't think I'll ever be manager of Glasgow going into a game without being a bit nervous. No, but Friday I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be nice to be in the pits at Armadale and trying to get the boys to do well. I'm looking forward to it. But I mean, being a huge Glasgow supporter, as I am as well as the manager now. Don't get me wrong, we need Edinburgh as much as Edinburgh need us. It's a great fixture, and I would hate never to have that fixture. It's everything. It's a brilliant fixture.
It's hard to disagree on that. And finally, it looks like they're maybe actually set fair. The dreariest start to the season, anyway. Hopefully behind us now, and forecast is actually playing the game for the weekend. We should be set for a couple of crackers.
Can't wait to actually be able to drive through to a speedy match and not have to worry about the weather. If it does what it says it's going to do at the weekend, and it certainly looks good, then it'll be great just to go through and start prepping for the match rather than having to worry about if it's going to rain or not. So that will be a definite plus side game, definitely.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the Monarchs preview with Cami. Normally this is a bit where I wish the guest all the best. I don't know if I'll do that for this weekend. Obviously, the party.
That's all right. We can take it. Thank you, Graham. Listen, I hope for 2 very good meetings, and all the riders come through unscathed, and we have a couple of cracking meetings for the fans.
Perfect. Thanks again, Cami.
Thanks, Graham. Cheers, mate.
Interesting to hear from the Tigers there. They're most likely coming with confidence. They are quite a powerful looking side. It's really setting up to be a good and exciting Scottish derby on Friday.
Oh yeah, 100%. And you mentioned there, that's the key. Scottish derby, okay. First and foremost is getting those championship points on, but the byproduct of getting those points is you've been beaten by or beaten your nearest and dearest rivals. And at this early stage in the season, when we're looking to get morale built and get a team going, get a bit ahead of steam, that's going to be crucial as well.
As you say, Scottish derby, there's nothing quite like it. Big crowds, great atmosphere. It's going to be a good one on Friday.
Definitely, 100%. The weather's set fair finally. We've got a team tip to be up there challenging, coming through. We've seen so far what the Monarchs are doing on their home track. That Monarchs Champions team were sent packing the other week. Got to do it again though.
Yeah, we look forward to that, and we can also look at some action from the past. It's always good to look at some archive action, and we've got some great stuff from last season's match against the Tigers now.
Gate 9, Mark Riss on Gate 1, Aaron Summers Gate 2, Ricky Wells Gate 3 and James Sargent on Gate 4. The flying James Sargent, and look at the gate James has made there. Mark Riss is away again. Incredibly, it's James Sargent that's gone past him. Ricky Wells coming into the picture. He's not hanging around. Wells up on the outside of Sargent, and he's gone by him. Superb riding by Wells there. Aaron Summers way off. Mark Riss also putting a lot of pressure on Sargent, and he might have got through there. Sargent just back round him again. Terrific race. Once again, Riss puts the pressure on as they enter the last turn, and it's Sargent who gets the second. Tremendous race. The Monarchs add 2 to their lead. They're 3 points ahead now, and that was some ride by Ricky Wells to get ahead, but what a good effort by Sargent as well.
Of course, it's not just a match against the Tigers on Friday, it's also the first of our 70th anniversary decade nights as we look at the 40s and 50s. Our decade nights are going to be quite interesting, I feel. The first up is 40s and 50s. We've got some decade music, we've got some giveaways, which is for the 40s and 50s. And we've even got some guys who were around in the 40s and 50s who are going to be there on the night. It's a pretty exciting season, our 70th anniversary. It is,
it's a huge thing to celebrate. 70 years off any sports team, but we're on in Speedway where we see promotions come and go, clubs come and go. To celebrate that 7th anniversary, we started the season with our Monarchs Champions Select match. We've got our 40s, 50s match. Amazing to think there's still guys that would have been racing bikes, 60 years ago now, plus, that are still on the go. And it'll be great to see them and hear some of their stories about how the sport's changed. We love the sport as we have it now, but everyone likes looking back and a wee bit of nostalgia, so it'll be really good fun as well.
Certainly, and we'll have some of the guys from the 40s and 50s there. We'll have them interviewed on the night. We'll have some action on our big screen where we can look back at the 40s and 50s, and even now we can get a sneak peek of some 40s and 50s action as we delve deep into the archive.
That is a blast for the past.
It certainly is. It's the very definition of it, and we're going to look at that now.
As they wait with expectation. Heat 2, Ernie Rocchio's on the outside. The man in white is Joe Baucus. In blue it's Bill Crosland, and in red Les Beaumont.
And the winner of this second race, the American Ernie Rocchio, who was killed later in the 1951 season. The third race won by Jackie Hughes of Halifax, who had some good nights at Old Meadowbank. The other riders in that third race, Norman Lindsay of Glasgow, Arthur Atkinson, who was a bit past his best by this time, and Vic Gent bringing up the rear. And as the riders return to the pits with Norman Lindsay in the red helmet there, you'll have noticed that the bikes were already out for the following race. This is heat number 4, and there's 3 Monarchs in this one. Dick Campbell comes out on top, leading home Don Cupleditch and Bob Mark. Nasty on both sides. This is heat 2, and Tommy Miller's on the inside there. He goes to the front. The Edinburgh pairing in this race, Don Cupleditch, should get second place, and Eddie Lack, who doesn't pick up a point. And the Tigers man snatching third is Frank Hodgson, veteran rider.
So there we go, some great action from the past there. Back to this Friday.
Yep.
What more can we say? A Scottish Derby, our first Shield match. It's going to be a good one.
Big match to come. You know, as we mentioned, Championship Shield points, Glasgow coming through with their tails up and a big crowd sure to follow them. So the only thing I would say is get yourself out there, support your boys, and cheers on to victory.
And we look forward to seeing you there, Armadale, this Friday. You can get your tickets online now at www.edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets. You can get your tickets at the special pre-match rate up to midnight on Thursday evening. That's all we have to say, I think, Graham.
Pretty much it. Time to go.
Time to go. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Cheers.